Yo. What's going on? Yo, I gotta share the link out. I forgot to do that. 1 second. Let me zoom in too, because we don't need to see that much. I also need to switch that. What else? Missing something. Oh, this is what I'm missing. I need to attach this, 'cause I need to be able to see this at the same time. Unlink that. Alright, we're good. Good morning though. How are you guys doing? Fuck. Oh, here we go. Oh shit. Dude, why isn't it letting me type on Discord? Oh, here we go. Stream link. Jesus Christ, I just saw what Tobias typed. He said P587 single put so I don't lose 20k. Bro, it's crazy how many times I get those messages. What's up, Lag? How you doing? Sorry, I'm reading Discord. There's some y'all are pretty funny in there right now. He's like, I'm in a single put so I don't lose 20k. Good morning, John G. Good to see you. Good morning, Matty Ice. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Lag. Good to see you all. I'll ask you about the music later. Why you send my DM to everyone? No, I'm kind of glad I left the name cropped out because I was like, I gotta share this so people see I'm not just stressing over literally nothing. Because I think sometimes you guys think I'm just bitching, and sometimes I probably am. But like that shit is like, ah, it'll demotivate you. Even if it's not my problem, it demotivates me. Even if it wasn't my fault, it'll demotivate me because it's like, it's just shitty, you know? It's like a really shitty thing. I don't want that to happen to someone. It happens, but still shitty. By the way, if we get a second inside bar here on this 5 minute, I think it's time to go short. I'm turning this off. I'm sorry. I think people who look at the extended hours all day are crazy. The full black background, there's nothing better. Guys, what can we... What the hell? What did I do? What did I even zoom into? Okay. Guys, what can we mark on the chart? It's a little bit more apparent when I don't have extended hours on, but what is something I can draw on the screen? Which we might not need it, but I always like to ask the question anyway because it's good routine. I bet the name was like Cash Money Trades. Oh, dude, if I told you the name, you would laugh so hard. Because it's like... Alright, you know, you ever see like videos of those like Sigma Mill grind set videos? It's almost always of this character. That's that person's name. I will go no farther. Overnight Gap, por favor. Yes, sir. Gapper. The name was... And buenos dias, amigos. What's up, Alexis? I always like to call you by your name, because that's how I know you. I know you as Alexis. But yes, you guys are correct. We can add the overnight gap, which again is probably one of the easiest things you can draw, besides like a halfway point, which, if anybody noticed, that's pretty much all I did for my levels for SPX in the premium part of chat. I pretty much just added all the levels we have for SPY, and then I went halfway point, halfway point, halfway point, halfway point, halfway point. And then I added around this day because I was just like, fuck it, it was yesterday, why not? And then that was it. The only thing I haven't added is the ding ding ding. I'm not gonna lie, the charts look really clean today. Like, this looks like we should be going long in a second if it holds. Again, kind of looking to see, does a second inside bar happen? If not, then we probably should be going up. I think SPY, we already changed the outcome of that. What the hell? Yeah, they popped the top, so it's not an inside bar. But again, just kind of adding to the part that we have literally gapped down. If we come up to this, we can look for some more shorts. I would not be surprised, I would even welcome it, that we go higher than that level, reject somewhere else, and then break back down and give me that rejection. And this is literally what I called out yesterday in chat, was this exact trade actually. We called out a trade from here. Now I didn't tell them take profits down here. I like to be realistic. We were out here with over 50%, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, we fucking killed it. But this is the ideal trade though. See how this is that day's open? Hold on, let's draw an actual straight line so you guys don't think I'm trying to like fucking curve this for you, because you know how some people are. Here's that day's open. They go above it, they fail, lower highs, they fail. No new lows or anything, just kind of keep hitting them really. And that's why we were aiming for those again, because you could see just all day we were just here. And yeah, just looking for a lower high, breaks under, got a good rejection. You can see more continuation. So kind of looking for the potential, what the hell? Kind of looking for the same potential scenario here, either for a rejection here or a push over and rejection here that breaks back down and we get that rejection here again. So these are the two main scenarios I'm looking for right now, but both scenarios require a price to go up from today's open. So we are looking to see, can we at least hit these? And if not, then that tells me that sellers are either, one, a lot stronger than buyers today, a lot stronger. We know that because they can't even get to the halfway point, the median. Two, it could mean sellers just I mean, sorry, buyers are just not present. It wouldn't necessarily mean that sellers are stronger. So, and we could see that based on volume if there's low volume, which I don't even have that on right now, but that's how you could tell. But we haven't even gotten up to this level yet, so I just wanted to make sure we said that beforehand. So as we get up here, or maybe at lunchtime that this scenario happens, again, just because I said this now, guys, doesn't mean in the next 30 minutes, if this doesn't happen, dear Christ, it's never going to happen. No, by lunchtime, by end of day, this scenario could be happening. You never know. Or maybe not. Maybe we go above this. Maybe we go above this. Maybe we go above this. Maybe we hit yesterday's close. Maybe we even make a new high today. Who knows? But this is the main scenario we have in front of us right now. And we're going to keep in the back of our minds that there is that chance we do just keep going up. But keep that in mind. And also, it's only 8:51. It's not the end of the world. It's been 21 minutes. Also, I challenge all of you. And this will probably increase your win rate. But I challenge all of you to tone down how long you're in a trade. I would love to see some of you tone down how long you're in your scalps, right? When I say a scalp, I'm thinking a couple minutes. I want to see good, quick scalp trades from good levels that have good candlestick patterns reading out to you, whether it's, oh, it's a bearish candle hitting a resistance or a bullish candle holding a support. I don't care. I just want you to get into a good scalp. I want you to lower how much time you're in it, increase your win rate, and I want to start seeing more of you post good trade reviews based on what you're doing. By the way, that new high is made. They're just still going up. So we did not get that second inside bar on that previous candle like we were trying to look for. We're just getting continuous highs right now. So just looking to see if we can get that overnight gap or not. Dr. J, I just unplugged the mic and all that stuff, so hopefully that helps if my audio was low. If it was your baby, sorry, but if it was me, I fixed it. B, whenever you can you show how you got the levels for today? Just have daily emerging candles. Okay. As I explained before, Deuce, and I say this a lot because I don't want people like you to get confused and think like, oh fuck, do I have the wrong levels? If you're marking the old style levels, like that's fine. That's just there's less maintenance. You don't have to really touch it as much. Me, I've been doing maintenance on it like every day because it's honestly been kind of fun to rechart every single day because the market's been moving a pretty good amount lately. There's been like this moment where like I'm fixing the levels. Fixing the levels, don't have to. Fixing the levels, don't have to. Kind of have to, but not really. Like, there's a bunch of days you don't have to really do maintenance on the levels, but I've honestly just been doing, like, recent price action. So, and this starts from a lot. Like, this started from, like, one level being here, and then, like, just 100 more appeared later on. But basically, and I'll show you. Oh, wait, I kind of need that chart. We'll do this one. So basically it starts from here. You start from here from your, like, when you're telling the story of the chart. This is where I've been starting when I kind of combat how to, like, how to throw good levels on the screen, basically. Because before it was just start from here. Like, we were down here for a while. So for the longest time, I've just been starting from here. I'd grab a fib, I'd go to here. I'd add that halfway point. And I'm going to go kind of lazily, so bear with me. But normally I am very tedious, and I edit it to be exactly correct, the exact cent. Because it's just, I don't know. I find it to be crucial. But I would start there. Then I'd do that. Get to 50% of that drop. And that was pretty much it for that. And then, but I mean, let's actually add everything now that we have it all. Get that 50%. Get that high. It kind of dropped down to here, actually. And those get like your main pivot points. And then I zoomed in, and I did this for SPX as well just last night when I was posting the game plan for that. Because I like to post game plans like the night before. Not just because it's good time, but like I hate when like people post stuff like write it open. You know, it's like, where was this fucking 8 hours ago, you know? I would have loved to have at least laid my eyes on the game plan before the market opened. You know, I think that's very crucial because you need to kind of be thinking about this beforehand, and I truly believe in that. And then a bunch of halfway points, Deuce. So you could be adding a halfway point for this day, for this day, for this day, for this day, for this day. Don't really need it for this day. Gap halfway points too, and you'll see like, yeah, as you're adding the fibs, it feels like there's a shit ton of levels here, but you'll see it's really like there's not. It's gonna look like this, which these are a little off. Sorry, because I didn't actually grab fibs. And then you have your gap halfway down. There's another gap right here. And sometimes, like, and this is a really important topic. You see how I added a level even though there's one like literally right next to it? Sometimes in the smaller time frames, it's a little bit bigger than that because we're on the daily right now as I'm marking this. But highlighted together, it can be very, very important. And that's what a lot of my levels have been recently with like these highlighted areas. If I find any kind of level that's like really close to it or I think was helpful or... And it's funny because like these two were here before this day even happened. And this is what it looked like. This is what it did to that area. This is what it did to that area. Rejected it, came back down, popped back above it, got a gap down the next night. And that's why I said in chat, either go for a short swing tonight. This was yesterday. Go for a short swing tonight or just wait for scalps tomorrow because it is obviously bearish short term. Just because we've gotten up here, we've tapped back out. But I say short term, and that's why we're on smaller time frames. If I was saying let's short this into... Let's go to this chart a little cleaner to see. If I was going to say let's short this into these lows, how would I get there? Well, I have to get a break of an actual area first. We haven't gotten that yet. We've just kind of been slowing down. And it's funny because we're literally still inside of the candle. We haven't actually made it outside of that candle yet. Yesterday was in it. Today is still in it. Even with a lower open, it's like we just dropped to the low of this candle and now we're just kind of like picking it back up. But right now the game plan is looking for that 50%. But yeah. The levels are like very maintenance heavy. It's not like I'm like doing any special tricks. Like if you're seeing me grab a level, it's using something we've talked about. Like when you see me grab this, like this is normally how I grab a supply. I go from the high of something to the open of the last green candle before the dip. And you could do that everywhere if you want. That's what this chart is displaying actually. That's what this chart is. High to open, high to open, high to open. And I'm just using the recent ones because it's showing me my direct left, what recently happened to my recent left. So there's no real difference in the game plans, whether you're using the TA routine or this routine, whatever you want. It's just one has more maintenance than the other. But you should almost always still end up on the same side of history as each other, though. Your levels will be probably a little bit different, but I've back tested both, and you a lot of the time end up getting a lot of the same game plans. Whenever I'm saying I'm bullish on the TA routine levels, a lot of the time it's lining up with this too, and vice versa. So it's not like that should be a disconnect either. I just want to make sure you know that. Because I think somebody would think that and be like, what the fuck? Everything I know is a lie, you know? Feel betrayed. But I've just been really enjoying the constant maintenance of the levels because I can do it. But guys, we are getting a potential rejection of the halfway point overnight. Let me give y'all both views. There we go. Yo, let's go. Famito. Okay, one, D-Touch is the god of Google, apparently. This man can do no wrong when calling out Google. Two, good job, Famito. Famito is almost always lurking in the trade floor looking for a swing trade, and he finally fucking got one. Let's go, dude. I'm happy for you. I know how much you've been in that trade for. Fucking looking around, lurking, looking around messages, seeing if anybody mentions anything. I respect it, man. I respect it. You're like a little hunter slash scavenger. I like it. Now, that was perfect, dude. Good job. That is sick. I felt good because you generally, if you're active in my trade floor, you know Famito is in there like last hour of the day looking for a swing. My man is not playing. And thank you, Deuce. That was a good question you had, honestly. I was happy to answer that. Aloha. What's up, SF? How you doing? I hope everyone is feeling good and healthy. You too, Valdora. Good to see you as well. MVST red on the day should be illegal. Oh, is MVST the stock you've been pumping? That's your new SMR. Look at that 9 o'clock candle. Gotta love it. Hold on, let me pull up a briefing real quick and financial news. There's actually not that crazy amount of news today. In 30 minutes, we have oil news coming out, but that shouldn't affect most of the market. That should just be energy related, if it does anything at all. 10:30 my time, 11:30 EST. Trump greets South African president. I don't know if that has anything. Then they go to lunch, then they meet again. Trump hosts college basketball champions. G7. Why is this in my news? G7 Finance Summit all day. Oh, G7's happening. I forgot about that. And there was ECB news this morning, which I haven't seen anything huge from them in a bit, but ECB is basically the European Fed, so it is kind of important to pay attention when you see something from the ECB. It is pretty important, but it's not the end of the world. Because let's be honest, America. Tomorrow, though, there is a shit ton of news. Jobless claims, PMI flash, which is just good data. There's manufacturing and services, so there'll be data that comes out, basically. And this will kind of weigh in on the economy, because people are looking to see what the hell. U.S. existing home sales, and then we have a Fed speaker at 1 o'clock tomorrow. 1 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock EST, so last hour of the day, basically, of the open market. 23rd, there's just home sales and a Fed speaker around lunchtime. 28th is FOMC minutes. And then we'll have Powell after that. Yeah, so nothing. There's like nothing this week. There's a little bit of stuff tomorrow, and that's about it. So you guys are kind of past all that junk. We don't have to worry about earnings. There's a couple big, like, smaller cap earnings happening. By the way, we're still getting a rejection on the 5 in 1 minute. I'm going to go to briefing real quick. Moving the market, we have pressure on sentiment amid ongoing selling in the treasuries, and then growing concerns about a potential Israeli strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. Which, again, like I said yesterday, how has this country been almost nuclear capable for like 50 years? Sorry, like 20. It's more of a joke. Holy. Okay, go to trade floor. Go to trade floor. Go to trade floor. Go to trade floor in Discord now. Oh my god, D touches him. This man's first call out on Google the other week was like over 1,000% at the open, basically. This trade he's in now is at 263%. And if you know how much D-Touch has been grinding, you know how much this means to all of us. This man has been grinding. Dude, he deserves these gains. Wait, Mike, what is this? Oh, is that my stream link? I thought that was a clip for a second. Yo, thank you. I did share it, but you were probably just busy. I mean, to be fair, you do actually like drop a pretty good number of updates. So fair enough if you miss mine. Can't be mad about that. I hope everyone's feeling good and healthy. Thank you, Go. I already read all these. You're not pumping it? Look at their earnings. Insanely good. Nobody cares about ECB. I kind of care about the ECB, dude. Just because you don't. You're just saying that because you're there. Great story on... Alright, well, let's see if we get the rejection here on SPY. Let me go through a couple other charts. I haven't looked at anything else, really. I think Triple Q's kind of at the very similar part of their chart. Oh, they are. Didn't even need to draw that gap halfway. I'm not even going to post IWM. Triple Q's rejecting, and that's not good because that's tech. Tech is the larger part of our market. So I would definitely pay attention to this. If we get a rejection and a breakdown of this level, expect a drop on SPY. If we're still holding this, there's a very good chance SPY is still going up. Everybody makes sense of that? It's because of the importance behind tech. If we end up holding this support, we have good directional value to go up more. If we end up breaking this, it's not really looking good. Looking like coming back to today's open. I'd seriously take time to go through like candlestick patterns and then also like these XL weights. Why do we go over those so much? It's because they're so freaking important. And it gives you a good sense of direction like we like to do. We like to have like conditions set. It's like, oh, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If that's happening, I'm going to be doing this. Like, that's also why I like it, because it makes me be in a position where I'm like, I'm kind of relying on something. And if it breaks, it's like, okay, well, now I have a clear decision. Okay, my trade is wrong. So it's kind of nice to have that deciding factor, whatever we want to call that. What's up, Valdora? Does this count as a 3-bar example? Let's see. Yeah. I don't see why not. You typically want the highs to be like perfectly the same. And then the low of the red candle, you want it to be above the 50% of the previous green candle that's shooting up past something. But no, that looks good to me. It's not the cleanest one, but yeah, it is one. Don't be so tedious on these two. It can be really easy for any one of you to be like really strict on how you see things. Try to remember those, like, this is what helped me, because I'm not the greatest at memory or memorizing things. I think we've gone over this hundreds of times. But something that helps me remember literally everything about all the important candlestick patterns is the characteristics of them. The open, the close, and the 50%. A lot of the time, I'm mentioning one of those 3 levels when you guys are asking me, hey, is this? Hey, is this that? And the reason I know what is a 3-bar play is because a 3-bar play consists of 3 candles. One candle going up. The second candle is kind of a resting candle. But what are the characteristics of that resting candle? What does it have to do to consider still being a 3-bar play? Do the highs have to be perfect? Do the lows have to be perfect? What needs to be good? The highs need to be flat, and the red candle's close, if it does continue to go down, does not need to break that previous candle's 50%. Because if it does, then I'm not as enticed in looking at it as a 3-bar play anymore. So try to remember those characteristics of any of the candlestick patterns. Like with morning star or evening star patterns. I get this question a shit ton. So I'll just go ahead and go over it. But let's say you have like a candle that's against a resistance. and then you get a gap up, or not, or maybe you don't even get a gap up. I'll even give you guys like a scenario you would probably actually get in the stock market today. You'd probably just get a sideways open, and then the next candle would go up. Next candle rejects. Next candle right here does that. So you have green, green, red, red. Here, let me color them. So is this an evening star? And a lot of people look at this and be like, no, it's just a good rejection. But in reality, it is kind of like an evening star, though. It doesn't have to be. And this is what I was saying. Don't be so strict on your candlestick patterns. Like, just because I didn't get it in exactly 3 candlestick patterns like I always study, does that mean it's still not one? No. You can have 50 candles in between those 2 candles if you wanted. The big thing is that this next candle is either a lower open or it's breaking under these, the base of these. That's what you really want. And then what you're looking for is the 50% of that candle, the low of that candle. If you get a lower close on that, awesome, even better. Kind of like right here. Like a lot of people would be like, is this an evening star? Like, no, I kind of just see it as an inside bar that's trying to break down, right? You have this candle stuck inside of it. This candle's like trying to like tell us, hey, there's bears right here. We just haven't made any new lows yet. It's just not as obvious to see yet because we don't have a fat ass red candle on our screen. So it's also about positioning too. I think so many people will like zoom in and be like, hey, is this this? Hey, is this that? Hey, is this this? Hey, is this that? But they're not taking into account positioning. It's like, I'm not even looking for candlestick patterns right here or here or here or here or here. Like, you're looking against this level or you're looking against that level. Like, everything else doesn't matter. Everything else in between is just extra info. So that's why it's very important. Also, I like to talk about the not be so strict on your candlestick patterns because I find that to be a reality with a lot of traders. Not me as well. I think as soon as you start learning them, as soon as you start to try and apply them, you start to be super strict on how you remember them. But I'm serious. Just remember those few characteristics about them. Higher open, rejection. Oh, lower open. Okay, awesome. You know, there's always a characteristic to a candlestick pattern. What's the characteristic to a piercing line? It has a lower open and it retakes over the 50% of the previous candle, giving us that bullish explosion, but we just don't have that new high of day made yet. That new high recently made. So there's always a characteristic to any of these charts. Or candlestick, sorry. But try to remember that when you're going through, like, whether it's the candlestick book or you're just looking at a chart or you're just watching a video on something and a candlestick pattern is mentioned. Try to remember the characteristics that are talked about, or the ones that you find to be most important, so you can remember it. Good morning, Dividend. Good to see you. Exactly, confluence. Apple new high of day. D-Touch, you were a beast, dude. Sorry, I was yapping. You were a beast. Here, he's here. Let's go to the Google chart. I mean, what do you have to say for yourself? It was funny because you were like Goog, and I was like, I just gotta look at Google because it's. But then I was like, wait, they're the same damn thing. It took you 5 years, dude. That is a crazy freaking game. I think what's even more impressive too is not just your first trade's gain. It's the fact you've already gotten another big one on your second on your next trade on it. Like you've already racked up another pretty big trade. Like you're in a position where you could actually just like chill on that ticker for like a week or two, and you'd probably be completely content, you know? You wouldn't even feel that need to like chase it again because you've literally destroyed it twice. So quickly too, so quickly. It wasn't like a month went by. By the way, guys, and I'm not sure if this is true or not. Oh, I gotta start from here, bear with me. Going from this level to this low. I was gonna say, it looks like it's kind of rejecting the 50% of this like dip here. Right here. So even though we don't have like a level marked here, it does seem like there's like a pretty freaking important candle right here, or level right here. So this would be like, so you know how we kind of came up and rejected? What we're doing here is we're trying to call out where the lower high is, but we're trying to calculate it. We're trying to go 50% from the level to the low that was made against its first rejection, which that's the only way to find out if that's the lower high or not without making shit up every time we see it, right? This is a consistent method to finding it, giving us good risk to reward. So what happens if it pops over it and it's a little bit awkward? Is it ruined and you can't short it anymore? No, it's just it's not as good as it could have been. It could have been rejecting this and already pushing back down. But there is that chance it does pop back above this. You have to fight 590.65 again against here where that news candles kind of came out. Around, it's pretty common to get these candles around 9 a.m. though. Let's be serious. So kind of a weird area right here. But obviously bearish as long as we're under this. Now that we've hit it, rejected it. But keeping in the back of our mind that there is that chance we pop back above this. And we're not marrying to the fact that we have to drop. We have to fall. If I don't make 1,000%, I'm losing all my money on this trade. No, you need to cut your trade. If we are wrong, you need to cut your trade and move on. The setup was just there. I had to take the risk. Dude, good for you. Not just having the know-how, but having the confidence to even follow through with it. Good shit, D-Touch. Seriously, round of applause for you. And, you know, guys, if you're in the YouTube stream, drop a like real quick. It would definitely help out. Eating tendies right now? What time is it where you are? Chicken tendies at 9:17 a.m. Oh, my God, it's 7 a.m. where he is. You know what, Lag? You're just built different, okay? That's been established. Air fryer supremacy? Bro, it's 7 a.m. So chicken tendies. That's funny. People drink at this time? Okay, you know what? I'll give you that one. You're right. It could be worse. One day it's chicken tendies, the next it's a fifth, you know? You never know. Could be worse. What a defense. He's like, dude, so what, I'm eating chicken tenders at 7 a.m.? Dude, people drink at this time. Yeah, they're called alcoholics. So what do we call people eating chicken tenders at 7 a.m.? Everclear at 7? Mouthwash, what is that, bro? I just know Everclear. Tendyholics. They're called contempt. That's actually good. Alright, I kind of like same day spy puts, but I only like the 589 strike. If you pop back above 590.65, that is a huge cut. Short-term stop loss could be seen as this level here, but that's not a real level. So if you want me to actually give you one, 590.30. Go above 590.30. You can see that as a short-term stop loss. Last chance stop loss, 590.65. But I really don't like to set those kinds because it's just stupid. You should just set one and done. I like that contract though. 589 is about, it was 89 when I said that. It's about 90. Not really moving. But that's good risk. The only bad thing is that we are holding this higher low here of this move up. So that is one thing to be a little bit concerned about. And that's why we have such a close stop loss. And then in case we want to give it that room, we do have that farther one. But both of these are, this is definitely the border of you're bearish as long as you're under, you're bullish if you're above. This is definitely that, what this area is. Does that make sense to everybody? Before I move on and just continuously keep ranting about other things. I'm going to make sure we're all on the same page. Double inside bar on the daily. Yeah. I saw that. That Chick-fil-A breakfast nugget, chicken deep. Oh, yo, Chick-fil-A nuggets for breakfast, though, are different. Those are like literally like from heaven. Those are from the skies above. It makes sense, my G. Thank you, Alexis. What's up, Optioneer? What you got going on today? Any cool deliveries we making today, or what's up? Any cool tickers that you have on watch? I know you always like to bring me some extras. Hot take, you don't like their waffle fries? That's not really a hot take. I feel like a lot of people say that nowadays. Now, I think I know why you said that though. Because us Chick-fil-A cultists are just like so like passionately aggressive with our opinions over Chick-fil-A. So I do thank you for typing it like that. Dear God, you tell a Chick-fil-A cultist you don't like their waffle fries. No, that's okay. I think you're allowed to say that. Now, if you would have hit me with, I don't like Chick-fil-A sauce, or I don't like honey roasted barbecue sauce, or I don't like their nuggets, or I don't like their spicy chicken sandwich, then I'd start to bring your sanity into question, but I think you're good. And to be honest with you, you have to eat the waffle fries, like, right there. If you don't, they taste like shit. They have to be hot. They gotta be hot as hell. They gotta have salt on them. If they're not, they're gonna suck. I'm sorry. That's just how it works. To be fair, though, that is kind of how it is everywhere. Like, I don't know about y'all, but you can't really have McDonald's fries, like, not be eaten within 15 minutes, or it's GG. They're cold and suck. Head, shoulders, knees in toes, knees in toes. I am out. Echo with the wife. Echo. Let's see if the baby is healthy. Oh, now I got what that meant. Yo, good luck, Tobias. You and the wife. Good luck, man. I forgot about that. I forgot him and his wife have a child on the way. I was like, Echo. I was thinking like the Echo from Amazon. I'm like, what the hell is he doing that with his wife for? Tell me more. Their chicken is blessed. It is. It truly is blessed. Is this a good dip for UNH? And yeah, thank you, Mike, for having the, honestly, I was going to say, like, just TA, but in-depth TA on a lot of that stuff, too. I've been reading through a lot of that. You and Garden, honestly, I've been really enjoying y'all's posts. There's been a couple D-Touch ones here and there, too. Kid 83 had a couple there as well I liked. There's been a bunch of really good posts in there. That TA is kind of helpful, because I think all of us look at that chart and we're like, dude, that's a discount, but not all of us want to take action on it. I mean, rightfully so. It's a pretty scary freaking chart. You're gonna buy the 2020. Oh, okay, he's buying far out. Dude, I didn't realize he was... Mike, did you saw that, right? I didn't realize he was slinging that kind of money. Like, fuck. I mean, at that point, though, why wouldn't he just buy shares? I'm not hating. He can do whatever he wants, but, like, why wouldn't you? It's way safer. It is a discount. You could 100% argue it's a discount against any level of opposition. I don't know. That's just my thinking. I'm not hating. I genuinely just wanted to understand. That's like real dough he's throwing around. Because he said 4K for one, but then he says load up on leaps. What if he buys more than one? I'm not even hating. I respect it in every way. It's kind of cool. I hope that works out for him. Like, genuinely, I hope UNH never goes down again ever since he entered. I hope it just goes up forever. I told a friend of mine from school about the overnight gap fib, and he wants to shake your hand. He joined your streams too, potential new member. Recruiting more optioneers. Thank you, Alexis. That's how I like you guys to share stuff, just word of mouth. We don't need to do all this weird... I've had a few people approach me and be like, bro, we need to get your socials going. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I don't really care. I'm happy to be here with my homies. But good shit, dude. Thank you for sharing that. You guys should be sharing these tricks with people. The overnight gap stuff. Like, it's so simple and effective. A baby could do that, dude. I actually believe anyone in here could teach somebody else how the gap fib works. Because it's so simple and effective. I think it throws people off sometimes when they see it. I was thrown off when I was first shown to the gap fib. You know, it's just like, wait, this works? I mean, even look right now. Like, is this trade going smoothly? No. Is it still, like, obvious, though? Yes. Like, we can still make a clear decision on what we're seeing here. That's something that a lot of people don't have. It's that clear decision, that clear route, that next, oh, that happened? Oh, I got to do this next. That reactionary kind of thinking. Like, they think they react. When they react, though, it's just, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. But when we're looking at this, we're trying to look at this and actually break down, oh, okay, well, there's a high, there's a lower high. This is the area in which we should be bullish or bearish from, you know, breaking that down and actually understanding why. Huge difference in reactionary there. Huge difference. Most people react like a deer in headlights. Don't be a deer in headlights. Only if they're in here I'll share. Oh. I mean, that's good too. Do whatever y'all want. I do not care. I just want y'all to be comfy and grinding. Different strokes for different folks. Use whatever tool you are comfortable and profitable with. Exactly. Get comfy. I know I keep this group for myself and I don't share unless they're serious about this. No, you're good. Please treat it like that. I would prefer that. I didn't mean that as like, go find some random person and share the group. Like, we're not begging for members in here. That's not what the message was. It's if you happen to find somebody that's like struggling or is also passionate, you know, and you're like, hey, check this out. They happen to like it. Bam, that's a good conversation starter. But beyond that, I mean, you really shouldn't be, hey, you want to join Breather Buys? Like, it's not really our mission here. Never really has been. That's good, though. You keep... the way you said that's kind of funny. We're like a cult, almost. Except we don't do any, like, weird aggressive stuff. So we're like a happy cult. So we're not really a cult at all, really. At previous day low. Good call out. Honestly, even though I was staring at it, I didn't even think about it. Great update. Right now, for anybody who's wondering, that contract is up like 12 bucks. I could have said 15%, but I didn't. It's up like 12 bucks. And it's probably even worse now with that candle. So, not a lot of crazy movement on that same day for SPY. Though this is nice to see some clear direction on the chart now. I would almost say a lower high here would give you a better entry than what we saw. I'm just screenshotting this for chat because I just want to make sure people see the chart. And triple Q. I gotta get triple Q back in there. Triple Q is shaping up a little bit better. This looked a lot worse. We'll see if it gets any pops over 519.50. If it does, which I'm about to type that in chat. Oh, sorry. Momentum. It's heavy for tech momentum. So if we get a rejection of this area, not good for overall tech, which is not good for overall market. If they settle here, it's not really D-Day yet. And if they get a pop over, that's actually a good sign for buyers to maybe get ourselves into the close, which would line up with SPY as well. That'd probably be pushing us into the 591.20s at that point. So different levels, different charts, same setups, different numbers. That's all it is. It's the exact same thing though. And if anything, this helps this chart. So use this to help this. And in reality, if you want to use this, you're even better than those people because this is going to be a little bit more accurate on the tech movement. Which, I'm sorry, this looks like crap for both sides. I think at first glance, you'd be like, oh, that's going to fall. But then the longer you look at it, you're like, oh, it's actually just kind of consolidating. So, we'll see if we get that dip, though. Still, directionally, we are still rejecting bearish levels. We're just not getting that follow through. I guess that's a good way to put it. Hopefully that makes sense, though, and good job on a lot of the updates so far. I'm like switching back and forth between Discord and YouTube and just kind of checking on y'all. Oh, yo, Gary. Yo, Gary, you're so right. I probably should not be saying that word. I forgot Colt and Texas don't go well together. I just came back to we're a Colt. NVIDIA looking like a retest of 314. Good update, actually. I need to keep my eyes on that. I did not update my Tesla plans today, so I'm sorry if you've been paying attention to my Tesla updates in a premium chat. I did not do that one today. Though it still worked. I said hold this if we go up, but it was just a very awkward day, so I don't blame anyone for ignoring that. But we're back at that support again. So basically, we're looking for like... This is like this area on SPY, but for Tesla. Basically, you're bullish if we're holding it. We're bearish if we're losing it. Very, very directional pivot point here. And I love that it's a little bit more spread out than just one level. Because it gives you a better chance at making better decisions. Where I feel like if it was just one level, you got to make your decision or you don't. It's a little bit more aggressive. That contract is moving now, by the way. We're up a pretty good amount now. We're up $30 on a $90 contract. Is anybody in this short with me? I called out 589s at 0.89. Let's go. Oh my God, we're actually getting the lows. Ryaku. Ryaku Enterprise. God, I like that y'all don't have corny names. They're actually like kind of good. Optioneer, Data J, Eagle Eye. Sound like an agency. You were in the 588s before I mentioned, dude. That's awesome. Honestly, I'm proud of you. If you ever say that to me, you're never gonna hear me get mad, dude. If you sit there and tell me you got in before I called it out, I am fucking smiling ear to ear because it's like you're doing it. He's doing it. Proud of you, dude. And good updates too. There were a lot of good updates by a few of you in the chat. And guys, if I'm ever asking that, I want to make that clear. If I'm asking, hey, did anyone catch that? I don't want to like demean someone who didn't catch that. I'm just more or less pointing it out because I just want to see for like validation of who all got it. It's not really like anything beyond that. So never feel bad like, oh, I didn't catch that with everybody. Like, dude, there's always going to be more trades. There's always going to be more. Then there's Dave. I'm very happy for you though, Carter. Very happy for Ryaku as well. I know I could rely on you too. And now we're into the lows closer to this support where we were kind of expecting buyers to be at. Against this, we expect sellers to be at. So it's a good time to like take a lot of your profits and just kind of wait a second now. Real quick though, I need to post my trade review because I'd be sitting here bitching to everybody else to post theirs. So we like this high. I don't know why I deleted that box. I actually wanted to leave that. Or maybe I should label it. High. Lower high. And that was really like the reasoning behind the trade. I wouldn't say there was really anything else. We just kind of like expected it to go up to this and drop. We even talked about it before it went up here. I think we talked about it in the first 20 minutes of the day. Anything beyond that, it was just re-saying it, if anything. Nice, and D-Touch already posted some of his review. What did Deuce do? Sigh. I love that review. Oh, you were trying to short it as it was rejecting it the first time, I see. I'll be honest, I've stopped doing that whenever it does it just one time. And if it goes without me after one time, I'm like, fuck it. But I actually like to see it settle against the resistance first. Same thing, it's like the same thinking as like when we're doing like a buy the dip setup deuce. Like we're not buying that first low. We're waiting for it to kind of settle a second time. That's kind of how I've been treating them. But your trade review is not stupid though. Like I could obviously see what you're going for. It's not like you're Helen Keller. Like I could easily see what you were trying to do. What is 89 divided by... Hold up, I'm just going to calculator this. Well, that's not right. Hold up. Oh, I did it wrong. It's 3,300 divided by 89. There we go. Dude, and look at this contract. Hold up. See how all we've done is just this green candle? This contract, since we exited, is fucked now. It's already back to... It's already, like, ruined again. That's insane. Or wait, what does it look like on this? Sheesh. It's kind of crazy looking at these. Like, you could try to find your entry. Like, where's our entry? It's like... This is our entry. Damn, it actually did pretty good. Held a higher low on our entry. Let's go. I got out at 122. I don't know how everybody else got out. I didn't get out at the peak though. It almost hit 130, but I got out at 122, which I was doing the math. That's only about 37%. All right, let's go back to SPY though. Let's see what's going on. Here in a minute, we'll check some other tickers, XLK and Triple Q again to kind of remind ourselves what is tech doing. If I remember correctly, we were just kind of teetering in this, and all we did was move away from it. We didn't really go anywhere though. We also talked about if we do exit, kind of need to see a break of this support on XLK. I think it's something else. Yeah, it's like this level here that we're looking at, 232 20s area. So not just getting rejections here and looking like crap, but looking for this to fall out of the floor. This gives us secondary confirmation for more selling. So the fact that we're holding it still is actually a pretty good sign for buyers to maybe go test a higher part of the gap down or even the previous day close where we did gap down from. Netflix is at all-time high again. Jeez, good call out on that. I forgot about Netflix. Post your reviews, guys. Don't be lazy. Good job, Detach. I'm reading yours right now. Oh, I just realized I'm looking at two completely different trades. Damn, you have some balls, Detouch. He entered the 10th minute of the day. Oh, he was... Okay, I see. He was expecting it to go up to hit that 50%. That was good, though. As soon as he got close to it, he got out for 20%. See, that's good discipline. Because you could argue, like, is what he's doing risky? Yes, but it was very, very reasonable. It makes sense. Early part of the day, expecting us to go up to hit the 50% of the gap fib. That makes sense. And good job not sitting in it forever. I'm really happy to see that's not like 50 candles in between your entry and exit. New 52-week high, 1204. I can get him that info real quick. Mike, 1 second. I honestly thought the earnings already happened. I thought that was yesterday. Or is it today? Did I send that post yesterday? I'll be damned. Oh, come on. Where are you at, bull? Dude, I don't even see it. I'm like, I'll send it to him. Can't even find it. Wait, whoa. Why is AutoZone on my news feed? Isn't it like AZH or something? AZO. Bro, I talked about this stock forever ago. No conviction behind it, but it was just like, this company's crazy if you actually look at their financials. It doesn't look real. It's like when people are like, bro, why is Chipotle a fucking $1,000 stock? Like, I don't know. It just happened to do with the financials and how they worked. Whoa. Nice. I'm just really glad we actually got a rejection of the 50%. It wasn't just like some bullshit teeter-totter trade day. Because if it did this, what this chart did, our trade would never have moved. No one's trade was going to move. So I'm kind of glad we got a little bit of something. Like, this still wasn't that great, I'll be honest. But it could have been worse. So I'm trying to be positive about it. Because that was kind of ugly. But it could have been way uglier. $5-minute looks like it could be a 90% of the retake of PDL. Oh, I saw what you see there now. I'm reading your message late, sorry. I do see what you're seeing now. Yeah, we're kind of teetering around. I'm really not weighing too much on the previous day low. As you can all see, I don't even have it marked. And it's just because we're in between two important areas. And I really am weighing more importance on the halfway point of overnight and then today's open, which is actually lining up around this area. New low, let's go, guys. 589. Dude, those 589s are at 140 now. I knew today was going to be great, guys. I said it yesterday. I fucking knew it. Today was going to be good. Any day after a boring day is a great day on the stock market. It's very rare you get 2 boring days in a row. Unless there's just like heavy, very obvious amounts of news coming out. Good shit, Carter. Out as well in the 588s. Let's go. Attack Ryaku as well. Where's that guy that's down like 20k? He could have been in here. My live stream is like public. Damn, dude, I must be sick, dude. I called out a trade yesterday. I called out a trade today. What's up with me, man? We're actually doing things now. Hold on, I'm trying to find that post where I said today was going to be great. Because honestly, I love those kinds of days where like the day before sucked. It was kind of funny too because I was like giving that energy like I'm not going to trade yesterday. And then Frankie, aka Sandollar, posted nice retest on the SPXers. Like, bro basically called out the lower high of the high of day. I think that's what feels good about it. It's like, it's not just the conviction, but it actually like worked. How is Bitcoin? Oh. Dude, honestly, Sinful just threw me off. His name keeps fucking with me. His name is Great Candlestick. I'm so late. For market cap in USD, it is an all-time high. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so technically in terms of money, it is an all-time high. In terms of like how it's charted, it is not. Wow. Shout out to Sinful. Look at the big brain on him. I always knew he had a fat brain. Give me CDO, yeah. In the future, when I break 6 figures, I'll send you Chick-fil-A. Deal. I think other people would be like, send me more, you're rich. No, yeah, just send me the Chick-fil-A. I'll take it. You did it, you're really flying. I know, it feels good. To be fair, this is how I used to stream all the time. I used to just call out all the time, but I think what it pisses some people off is I don't just sit here and call out all day. I'm going to sit here, like, if you've ever traded with me or Leland or anybody in the chat that's been here for a while, we don't just sit here and trade all day. We'll get, like, our 1 or 2 trades and we're done. And then maybe in today I'll check something to see if there's daily setups, because I'm just mad addicted to daily candles, but that's just because I like it. I wouldn't say I'm, like, doing it out of necessity. Out of necessity, definitely 1 to 2. Not anything above that. It's like you're squeezing too much toothpaste out of the bottle and you're not leaving any for yourself for tomorrow. Don't squeeze it all out in one day. That's just stupid. Sold last on that drop. Let's go. Things have been cooking so much better. Dude, good shit. I'm happy for you. Rightfully so, though, Carter. You've been working hard. You've been going over this stuff time and time again. You've probably had multiple highs and multiple lows in your effective trading process, but you're here, dude. I'm really not shocked, man. Honestly, like, you're a pretty smart guy, and you've been doing this for a while, and you have a good support system. You talk to React a lot, and I feel like React is another good person in chat who's actually like humble and actually pays attention to other things and isn't just focused on just him. Like, he's focused on the right things, and he is caring enough to look at other shit too, which I think is very crucial. Like, I can't stand what people like are like, I'm only gonna take it if it's something I was looking at. Like, just yesterday I took a trade because Sand Dollar said something. You know, and there's gonna be another day where one of you mentions something, I go look at it, it's like, oh wow, that does look good, and then I take it. But that's because I don't have that barrier of like, I have an ego and I can't trade other setups that people post just because I didn't look at it first. Like, dude, you should be able to take any setup you've taken before and apply it to anything. Like, if I've been taking lower high retest and someone says that they see a retest, why should it affect me that someone else found it first? It shouldn't. And I see that so much in some people, and it's like, why? Why is that barrier there? That barrier only exists there because you have an ego. So it's really, really important that, like, other people are also either, 1, adding on to what you're talking about, or 2, they've been talking about it on their own, and you just have to happen to both be talking about the same thing, which, again, should just reinforce both of you. It shouldn't piss off either of you, or depress either of you, or stress either of you. It should reinforce both of you. So it's kind of nice having that buddy system, whether it's with me or with some random person in chat or React or whoever else. It is helpful. Damn, look at those green candles. Aren't you guys glad we're chilling? And try to keep some of that reviewing in the trade floor, guys. Please flood the trade floor. You're not spamming it. Please have those conversations in the chat so somebody who's a little too scared to reach out to one of you can just read it. And then maybe they'll get comfortable, and maybe they'll be comfortable to trade and to talk out loud. But bring those conversations, that constructive criticism, those one-on-ones with each other, bring those into the chat. Please don't sit there and act like the chat is the most active thing ever. I think we all know it's not the most active thing ever. So please, bring that conversation into the chat. Yeah, I know. I see that. Yeah, because some people go into chat and type, and then they're like, well, no one's in here. And it's like, yeah, they're all DMing each other. Like, stop DMing each other. Bring it into the chat. Bring that constructive criticism into the chat. And I'm not just saying that to react. I'm saying that to everybody. That was a good point he brought up. No, but for real, me and Prop are able to enter and trade the same things without even communicating. No, that's good. That's how it should be. You guys should both kind of have, like, that sense of, like, hey, Carter, I'm getting you that 50% gap fib. And that, like, you shouldn't even be mentioning that. You should just both be, as you're approaching it, one of you should be like, hey, we're at that thing. And then you're both just like, yeah, I'm in same day 589s. I'm in same day 588s. I'm going to risk it. Here's my stop loss. Like, it shouldn't be an in-depth conversation. It should already all be thought out. That should all be done. If you're doing that much thinking on the fly, you're not going to be able to focus on trading. So, no, good job. That's how it should be. I respect that. Like a sixth sense. Damn, Weeble's at 13. Let's go. He said Prop hasn't talked to me all week. He's also Jack, so that's cool too. But yeah, bring that stuff into the chat, and if in React, if you want to too, whatever, you could add your reviews too. Not even of your trades. If there's like something about the day that you want to review or show people, like bring that in there. If there's a question you keep getting asked, bring it into the chat. Just so we can, you know, help some of the people that aren't so adamant about, hey, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, or outspoken, you know. Because there's definitely a lot of lurkers in our chat. There's a lot of older people in our chat who just kind of read, don't really type. So it would definitely help a lot of them, and they would deeply appreciate it. There's definitely more older people in my chat than there is kids. That's for sure. 1045 hammer below 90% would have been. Yeah, actually, Garden actually mentioned it a little earlier on. She said you could be looking at the PDL as like a 90% entry. It went above it, it went below it, it kind of held this area again, it went back above it, and look at the amount of buying we're seeing. So she actually kind of mentioned that pretty early, and it ended up working, actually. It ended up being true. There was a 90%. Now, you could say, well, how do you know it's a 90%? Just because it retook? No, it's because of also the power. Look at the power of those green candles. Like, that is just insane. We didn't get a single directional move like that on the downside. We had all kinds of green in between. It just shot up, though, on this move. Not actively trading, so I could be missing. You're good, man. You guys never have to apologize or anything like that for that kind of stuff. Life is a thing. You're allowed to be busy. And you don't owe us anything. If anything, we're just happy to see when you're here. And no, you're good, Doctor. I was just more or less reminding everybody she did mention it. Because I at the time was like, damn, Garden, you're tripping. I think we need to settle here more. Literally 3 candles later. I didn't say that out loud, but that's what I was thinking when I was looking at that. Because she mentioned it, and then I missed it. I was late. It was rejecting. And then literally that was the only red candle that happened after she said that. But no, that was a good mention. Because it was kind of nice to kind of keep in the back burner. It's like, I am expecting us to go down and hit this. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, wait, she could be right, though. If we end up holding above that, it could have a pretty energetic shot back up into whatever. And what is the whatever in this case? It's the halfway points. And look where it decided to finally slow down at. The only other area of the chart we have charted right above it. Yeah, literally 3 candles later. Just doof, shot back up. Like, that was actually like a perfectly timed post by Garden. Grabbed a decent 30% on that little pop. Posting review after work for sure, fam. Only one trade today. Good shit, Alexis. That's what I like to see. No chance we have another OB day. Hey, don't doubt the market, bro. It's the big 2025. Trump's president. We could do anything. Much love, guys. Have to step out real quick. Be safe, Alexis. Thank you for being here. And guys, how's the stream been? It's only been an hour and a half. I was kind of glad we got to kind of rant and go over a bunch of stuff before active updates and stuff. So that was good. I feel like the first 90 minutes of this stream has actually been perfect. Jam-packed of info and just good TA. And you guys have had amazing updates, as always. I think I always try to glaze you guys, but I'm serious. You guys really do give good, simple, short updates. And, you know, not a paragraph. Not a paragraph of information I need to, like, break down. It takes time to be able to type like that, so good job. It will be outside of yesterday, but inside monthly because of 2025. Oh, outside of, or inside of Monday, I see. Because 2025, yeah. That is the most 2025 thing I've read. Like, the fact React even said that we could have an OB day is like, whoa. He's not wrong, though. And now that we've had that 90% at the today or yesterday's low, it would be very interesting to see if we do end up at least hitting yesterday's close. Now, to make a high over yesterday, that would truly impress me. But then again, last time I said that, we had like a 4% up day. So, what do I know? I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't possible. We'll say that much. Should we be looking for it? No. Can it happen? Sure. 591.50 is key in your opinion? We are at a good meaty part of the day here. This is the furthest we've gotten meat of the candle-wise recently. We'll see if we get any closes this high, or if we're going to, just like we did recently, reject with wicks. We'll see if we get that rejection, or is this going to consolidate out a little bit? Which, fair enough. It probably does need to consolidate above this level a little bit, considering the last three candles just kind of shot up from low to high, basically. In between the low and high. Thank you guys, by the way, for all the likes on the stream. Definitely share the stream link around and drop a like on the stream. Make sure to stand up. We have been sitting here for a little bit. Get that blood flowing. Get a water. Get a drink. Hydrate. Don't just sit there and be cotton-mouthed. But yeah, sit there. Or don't just sit there. Stand up. It is definitely helpful. Actually, I'm going to do it too. It's actually kind of nice. Just stand up for 2 seconds. I see you just sitting there. Yep, from previous day, after hours, and high of day. Could one of you send that in the trade floor? I want to see. Trading, standing, eating. Dude, I'm not going to lie, React. I instantly went to the timestamp to see when you sent this, because I was like, did he say this before I did? Dude, that actually looks so fire. Bro, that honey actually looks so freaking good. Yeah, I was going to say, that's at least 3 eggs. That's at least 3 to 4 eggs. I want to say 4. I don't know, though, because I've had 2 eggs and it gets a lot. 6? That's 6 eggs, dude? Holy shit. Fair enough, though. Eggs are pretty freaking good. Yeah, Mike. Mike, deadass. That's what I was waiting for someone to comment on. The bang, though? This honey, this guy knows game. Yeah, dude. I know the honey was like the first thing I noticed too, because it was like, damn, okay, he's really eating. I thought that was cheese. Shut up. What? D-touch. 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 Where's the next level at? Jesus Christ. I gotta have another level around here. Let's just add this. I can't have an NPC of black right there. That's not good. D-touch. I'm like reverting right now. I can't even think. I can't think straight. What am I reading? D-touch. Good morning, fam. Say it backwards. Maf Kinram Doog. Sounds like another language. Hold on, we gotta have a chart on here just for Google. We gotta have a chart on here just out of respect of D-touch today. Whoops. No, not him. The chosen one. I'll be honest, I didn't take a second play because I took the first one and I made a bunch. And then I was like, alright, let's be a good boy and not take another one. D-touch is like, yeah, I've never called out 1,000% before. I'm about to call out 2 within a week. Like, what the fuck? Bro, and it's funny too, because anybody in here, if you know D-touch, you know this man grinds. Previous day control point tapped. Great call out. I love the mention by the outside bar by multiple people now. I see Letterbuck and Garden were probably the first 2 to mention it, and then everybody else is reinforcing it. I really like that. I also just found out that duck eggs are actually apparently better than normal eggs. I did not know that. I will have to try some. Because, like, you know, why not? Oh, he's doing Goog without the L. I'm stupid. I think I traded Google, but it's the same thing. D-touch, you're actually him, dude. Is he even in stream? Yo, everybody right now, he just posted in Trade Floor, wow. Put a fire emoji on that. Like, we need to spam this man's post. Like, this man grinds. And he just called out basically back-to-back 1K percenters on Google. On his own, too. Nobody's sitting here holding bro's hand. Nothing like that. Drop a fire emoji. It's the latest post in Trade Floor. Dude, I'm so happy for so many of you now. We had Ryaku, we had Carter, we got D-Touch, we got Famito. That is absolutely nuts. I'm not gonna go over that. I'm gonna be thinking about that trade he did for like all the rest of this week now. It's actually nuts. Really cool too, because you can go into the trade floor and you could really look at all that on your own. It's not like you have to be a member to read that. Like, he really was pretty open about it. Also, tons of reinforcement posts behind that. Really, really awesome. Sequoia, what's up? Yo. What's up, Ace? My bad. Good to see you. He's been upgraded to D-Diddle. D-Diddle. Guys, so we're above the halfway point of the gap down. We hit the previous day control point. Go call it by Carter. Just looking for that potential outside bar that you guys keep mentioning, which we joked about, but now it's actually a possibility. Well, I joked about it. I think some of you were pretty serious from the get-go. I'm really happy to see the forward thinking. I think some of you think I'm saying that because like the success. It has nothing to do with how much you're making or losing. I do not care. It's the forward thinking. Like the fact that Garden or React or Carter or someone in chat could say, "Hey guys, we could be looking at doing this today." Like, I think someone that's a newbie would look at that and be like, "Oh, you're just guessing. Okay, you're just stupid." But but they don't see the time and effort you put in behind the routine and the process and understanding that there is a way of thinking that. Like, it's not like you're making it up. So I think it's more credit to y'all's forward thinking than it is anything else. The way you're able to kind of actually think about it beforehand, which I feel like I was the only one in chat who was doing that for the longest time. Then there was Leland, then there was Jason, then there was this guy, then there was this guy, then there was Mike, then there was this guy, you know. But now it feels like literally every other person in chat can do that. It feels like that forward thinking is just like muscle memory to some of you now. Like, it feels like that's the next step in every direction for you, which is good. That is a great thing because you're always going to be looking ahead. Not making shit up, you know what I mean? Like, not trying to like make it look better for us, but thinking about organically, like, how should this work out? Like, how should this play out every single time? And if it doesn't, okay, that's fine. But what should it be doing? It's kind of nice to have that standard for yourself so you know how far to go away from it. But that's what I like. I like that you guys are getting really, really good at it. Like, you're not just like kind of getting good, like guessing at it, and you're like sometimes getting right. Like, a lot of the time, like every other time, I swear to God, you guys have typed OB in chat or potential OB today. It ends up being an OB, and it's like, how is that? How are you guys possibly doing that? Like, you guys are actually getting just as good as Leland at calling those out now, which is fucking scary, because that man can be dangerous. But seriously, good job. If you guys are one of those people who've been progressing with your like forward thinking process and like you understand what to do next basically in every scenario based on where you are at the chart or what has happened recently using your context, then round of applause. You know, you've gotten to the point where you don't need anybody. Like, it is probably going to be nice having that reinforcement from other people, but you really can rely on yourself. Like, that's great logical thinking. What is a routine? Kiss my ass. Speaking of Obi-Wan, where that sucker at? We have an Obi-Wan in chat? Oh, Leland. No, Leland's like Anakin Skywalker. He was meant to bring balance to the force, and then he ended up fucking it all up. And what I mean by that is he was supposed to bring balance to the market, but then he ended up taking way too much profits from the market, so it's just his now. The market can't have it. He didn't bring any balance to the SPX force. He is the force. OB1 just makes me giggle. That is a pretty, like, actually good name. Somebody should do that in chat. Just completely take Ryaku's idea. Roll me one, Kenobi. You're my only dope. I've seen that in game before. It's a pretty funny name. And that's what it's all about. Exactly, dude. I can't even tell you what Leland's been up to, man. He's making fucking awesome big moves, man. Y'all should be proud of Leland. I can't tell you, but you should be proud of him. Make money when the guy is away. Yeah, Leland's away, guys. Make your money now. He won't be sharing these profits when he gets back. I really make Leland sound like the Sith. I envy that guy. Absolute legend. Dude, he is. A lot of hard work behind his efforts, though. That man is not lucky. He makes his luck. The grind. Honestly, impressive, dude. Everything on the left side is down nothing, up nothing, or down a lot. Google, though. The one gem standing out from the rest. What a freaking call out by D-Touch. I'm still just so, like, hyped about that. I didn't even get to take the second one. The first one was good, but damn. If you didn't have a doctor's appointment, you would have seen it hit your target. I saw you mention Nike, by the way, Mike Eagle Eye. Yo, don't forget Target, Mike. Don't forget Target. She's been forgotten and lost. This poor chart. How was Costco today? I had a three white soldiers. Dude, if they have a higher close today, this could be a 4 white soldiers. Which is a crazy. I haven't seen that since like Roku on its run up. Hold up, I'll find it. There's one of these days, I think it's right here. Yeah, it's this run up. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that might not be it. There was one run up that Jason traded, and I shit you not, I have never seen so many green candles in a row before. Yeah, that might have been it, actually. This was Roku, dude. This was literally Roku. Just buy calls, hold it. I will never forget that trade. Or any of those trades. Now look at this junker. Alright, back to Google out of respect of D-Touch being Himothy. Four white soldiers? You mean Kanye's fantasy? Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't like the names for those candlestick patterns. 3 black crows, 3 white soldiers. But you gotta remember, though, back in the day, candlesticks were white and black, so that's why they called them that. At least when these were made, they were. They were shades of white and black. Also, the crow and the soldier have meaning. I forgot what they were exactly. It's been a long time. But there is an actual reason those are called that. There's like a deeper meaning behind why those terms were chosen for those candlestick patterns. Like I cannot remember it. Like you know how evening star, morning star, it makes sense because they look like stars, and one's up, one's down, just like the sun, and in the morning and at night. But yeah, those names can be a little weird. I'll be honest, my favorite name is probably like piercing line or dark cloud cover. Like those make so much sense once you learn the candlestick pattern. You're like, oh my god. You're like, it is like a dark cloud. And then the other one's like, it is like a piercing line. Like it's piercing the like crucial pivot point. You know, it makes sense when you learn it that way. Some of them connect, some of them don't. I'll be honest. Kanye's Fantasy Factory. Oh my god, imagine. Kanye's Fantasy Factory would get like 1 billion views per episode. Dude, Kanye is a joke now. I can't stand Kanye now. Leland 2.0, is that you? Holy J. You prefer them a bit bigger and more... Oh, they're bigger as well? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So duck eggs are way better then. And more protein. It happened in my Aloha phase. And I have stuck with it. Both the Aloha and the duck eggs. Dude, I didn't know duck eggs were this good. Yolk is definitely a bit richer in flavor. Yeah, Famito is right. He said team is crushing it today. He's right. You guys, everybody's kind of killing it today. Well, most of everybody. Good shit, though. The majority. If you are struggling today, please don't let all these positivity messages kill you. Be happy for your friends. There is more opportunity in front of you. Really insane movement back up after retaking that previous day low, retaking that gap down halfway point. And some of you mentioned that way before I did. Good shit. I keep saying good shit, but that's literally all I can say because I'm just actually super proud. Kind of glad I streamed today. I'm really glad I didn't stream yesterday, I'll be honest. I'm kind of just glad I showed up, took a trade, and then stopped. I didn't even want to be that guy and tag everyone either, and of course it was like a 3-minute scalp to make it look even worse. I hate doing that because it's like unrealistic. How would someone ever be able to follow that? They wouldn't. Kanye is what happens when instead of taking the red pill, you take the whole bottle. He said, give me the purple pill. Good job, though, guys. A round of applause. How many of you guys are doing great today? How many of you guys are struggling today? How many of you guys are just kind of chilling, relaxing, enjoying yourself, or busy at work? Let me know. Give me a show of hands. If you guys have any questions, let us know. If you guys have any updates, let us know. Right now we're watching for SPY to possibly hit yesterday's close, which is kind of crazy to say considering we actually opened at about 588.40s, 588.50. So pretty big lower open. We even went up, hit the 50%, went back down. I mean, even had our bearish continuation down. No new lows. Retake a previous day low, kind of concerning us. That upside is potentially obvious again. What do you know? 5, 6, 7 candles later, here we are at 592. So possibly looking for more upside here. Don't really see a reason to change that till we see something. Yeah, I like when Jay takes those plays, like D-Touch is right there, because Jay's been around me since before this chat existed. Jay was in the only other Discord server I've ever been in before Bueller buys. And he was in it. He's one of the few people still around me from way back then, because that was like 6-7 years ago now. Target earnings miss. Let's see if 93 holds. I know, dude, it depressed me. I wanted to see it do. Actually, that should be good. We should be happy about that, Mike. We should be happy it didn't leave the train station without us. Let's let it settle out for a couple weeks, and then, bam, we'll attack target. We'll get the next D-Touch gain on target. Or Nike, or Webull, or UPS, or any of those 90 tickers that we're watching. These right here. These are all tickers with really good potential. Well, Boeing's more or less there for entertainment purposes. The rest, though, apply. Baba, I was more or less watching with my JD setup, so I don't know if I'd say Baba, but I was more or less just watching it with JD. Some of these still have earnings to get out of the way. I mean, is this not the craziest drop in a while? It's through 3 fib extensions. Probably a fourth. There's probably a fourth minus 200% like right here. I don't mark those, but I would assume it's like right here somewhere. It's a lot of selling. It's going to be funny checking on that chart in like a year or so from now. That's the Meta monthly? I thought that said weekly for a second. That's the monthly? What? Hold up. Mikey might have just broke my brain for a second. Clear all this. Starting over. That is the monthly. What? He just went into chat and said, tell me what pattern you see on the Meta monthly. Oh my god, that is crazy. Target 91.50 CP from earnings dip to 90, 95.50 upside pivot resist. Oh, you're saying that's the pivot. Okay. Thank you, Eagle Eye. Always looking out for me. That is a crazy find, Mikey. Excuse me. Busy at work, so just watching. Totally fine, Garden. I hope you heard my praises for your callouts earlier. Your update on potentially 90%ing over PDL was fucking excellent. You're one of the first people I saw mention that. I even downplayed your mention. Because I was like, PDL's not that important. Fucking launches over it. Good day, just unfortunate timing. Sorry to hear that, Dividend. Make sure to review. Get your back testing in there. Still, though, review also not just what you did, but go back into the chat, too. Get some good context on what everyone was doing. Because there was some really awesome updates by the group as a whole. I don't want to just make it seem it's about just me or just Stream. Like, there was a lot of good team effort today. Also, some really cool trades by other people, like D-Touch, Jay. Just really cool posts by a lot of them. The Spy short swing overnight post worked. His Google swing worked. So even all the little swings that were posted worked too. So everything trying to go our way at least. Oh, you're good, Garden. I'm sorry for even downplaying it. I'm never going to do that again. That was a really, really good update. $172 on Google, man. Is that where it finally chills out? That was slick, whoever added that Nike check mark. That shit came out of nowhere. Who is this Josh guy, and how does he have a role where his name is Brown? Could someone help me figure that out? You're a trial? We have a trial role in my chat? What the hell does that do? Today years old when I knew that. We'll leave him alone. I don't know what it does. Kanye is suing his dentist for providing laughing gas to his home. Even if it was a true statement, that would have still been my reaction. Or is that actually a true? BA left the station. It's about time, though, to be honest. Because this one right here is kind of where it all started on the second leg up. Like, it did really good to get here, but this is definitely where it made its decision. You remember when I was saying, like, we kind of need to see for shorts under 184.40? And then for 3 days in a row, it held that. That's when I was like, okay, this is going up. I would never have guessed it's doing this, but I was definitely saying 200 is probably possible. So I would say the same thing for downside. I would say it probably does need to go to at least 200. Good looks, though. Realized I looked at it on my target, but I was driving. Wasn't trying to risk. No, you're good. Dividend, that's probably better anyway that you did that. I think we can all agree it's better to take the path of least resistance, the lesser of two evils. I think we all would agree with you there. Because what if you got caught in traffic or something and then things got even worse? You know, then you'd be really pissed at yourself. So you did what you could with what you had. So you really can't beat yourself up. Kind of sucks you were driving, but it's whatever. Dude, I cannot stop yawning. I slept amazing last night too. That's the weird thing. I don't yawn when I have 3 hours of sleep, but I'll sit here and yawn when I actually slept. Make it make sense. If clearing 660 by end of month, wait for pullback, then 700, 800 is coming. That is wild, the numbers that he's typing out, but he's so right. Good post by Mikey, honestly. Love the thought process. Kind of liking AMAT. Alright, let's pull it up. You know what, Mikey? Let's just do one chart. Or why? I just called you Mikey. You're Mike. I like to do this because these are really lazy and easy to grab. And then if I don't like it, I just delete it all. Then I just edit just, what's it called? Smaller time frame levels. Sorry, I'm like trying to chart and think at the same time. So that gives me like a general kind of starting point. But in reality, I got that to focus on. Damn, they almost made it up to that. And then fibs. Wow, they actually did. Okay, so if you do the fib correctly, they actually did hit the 50. I forgot that was just the gap down fib. This is actually the fib from high to low before they stopped. Here on the far right, that's where they actually just hit on their recent high. That is very interesting. Where does this one go? Bottom of that. I'll just do the whole move. Okay, honestly, Mike, I like this a lot too. Under 162s, possibly seeing that test of 160/158. That's a pretty clean look. But also looking like a bullish retest right here, because this is where they had a bearish retest. And we're up, down, potentially holding. This could be seen as a bullish retest trying to go up to 170s again. Damn, good ass find. I really like that a lot of the fibs too. I'm glad I drew the levels first and then did the fibs, because a lot of the fibs ended up lining up with other things. So this is good. Kind of adding further conviction that the levels we have here are somewhat strong. I'm not going to sit here and ever be like, these are the best levels ever. They're pretty damn good though. What's your thought process on that, Mike? I didn't even pull up the EMAs too. I wonder where the 9 and 21 EMA are. Just for short-term reference. This is why he's got the name Eagle Eye. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Is anyone watching anything in particular, or do you guys just want me to go back to SPY and just kind of chill there? Potential rejection here under 591.89. We know this because we've already broken under it once, and if we get a bearish candlestick rejecting it, it's just a good sign. We're getting that right now. So I'm going to open this up so we can see both the 5 and the 1. Let me get down to the 5, and then on this one, we'll get to the right chart. I really need to resave that preset again. So potentially seeing this slowly tap out, but it's not really the end of the world yet until they fall out under 591.17. Until then, this is just going to be stuck between these two levels, but a good show of sign of sellers so far. As I say that, they're waking up, but still stuck in between this gray area, which I truly see as a point of error. Just not trade this, not in this gray area based on the system. How's everyone in the stream? We are passing the 2-hour mark on the stream, a little over the 2-hour mark on the market. Market's been open for about 2 hours and 14 minutes, almost 2 hours 15. Tech sector's flying right now, so I'm not going to be surprised if we make a new high of dance buy, actually, now that I'm seeing that. This is my first time clicking back on this in a while. Chilling, working, got my game. Yeah, I'm just chilling too. I'm honestly just reading chat, making sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes I go in there and I'm like, oh dude, how did I not see this question? Nvidia making moves today. What's up, Betty? Oh, good looks. I didn't even notice that today. Dude, you literally just said what I said earlier, Carter. I literally said that bar for bar earlier. I was like, bullet 13. You'd love to see it. I think I even said it exactly what you exactly how you typed it. Possibly another lower high, possibly. I really thought that was gonna go up more with tech right there, but I guess she's not. Or did tech stop when I clicked off of it? Oh, I guess it did stop. I thought this was looking good. Honestly, I didn't see the problem here. To be fair, I am kind of looking at two different time frames. No, there's a discrepancy there. I'm not tripping. It's probably something down more than we think, though. Yeah, like discretionary healthcare. I'm really just now clicking to the fact that we only have 2 green sectors, and they're really not even that green. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, we love seeing bull back at 13. I've been saying it for weeks, man. I fucking love this chart. I think you should just buy shares of it, though. I don't think anybody should be playing options on it. I think if anybody's doing anything with this, it should just be shares. But that's just my opinion. Of course, I can't really control anything you do or tell you what to do. It's kind of up to you. It's pretty awesome. But that's just my opinion. I think it's kind of crazy down here. Does it make as much as Robinhood? No. Can it in the future? Maybe. It's not really its goal, I guess. I don't know. I just think Webull at this price is crazy. I don't think it should be at 79 either. I think it should probably be like a $40 stock, $30, $20 stock, like nothing crazier than that. But I don't think it should be barely holding 10, you know. I think this is really good value for a company like this. I could be wrong. Could also have a dog shit earnings, horrible forward guidance. Next thing you know, this thing's $5 a share. So I'm not just trying to sit here and feed you the euphoric feeling of, yes, this is going to go up. Join me on it. No. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to go up. I like UPS as well. I'm really a big fan of boring tickers and boring plays when it comes to investments, like long-term investments. And UPS happens to hit every parameter on that list. Very boring. Definitely going to survive a long amount of time. Not going anywhere, you know. So it's going to recover. It's just, it's not going to do it in a timely manner. I always call this the Michael Burry type trade because you can be correct, but you could also be so late that it does hurt you. So that's why I always like to just say some trades are just better to do with shares. Some trades are better to do with options. Like if you're doing UNH, and I said this to somebody who is actually buying leaps in our chat, but I said you could, but I technically prefer shares. I think you should be buying shares of this because it's just how I said it. It's not that it won't recover. It's just it might not recover in a timely manner because that's what you have to do when you're trading options. You have to be right, and you have to be right not fast, but you do have to be right in a certain amount of time. So that's why I say shares. I like shares a lot. For companies like that, when all those parameters hit, boring company, you think it's going to survive forever. Maybe it's not in the greatest spot right now, but you think way down the road, maybe it'll be fine. That's the kind of parameters I'm talking about. Like Target, UPS, Nike. Yeah, these are all boring companies. There's nothing exciting about them to talk about, but they're going to probably be around for a very long time. So when you do see these major dips on them and everyone's hating on them, it's probably the best time to be looking at it. But you can't apply those parameters to literally everything. Because if you were to say that about a company that's like, I don't know, what's like a horrible company we all hate? Just, you know, a horrible company in a horrible spot that's like actually something we don't think will be around forever. You know, that would be a good idea to probably dodge that. Like I wouldn't say that about like an EV company because that's things people don't need. Not like a discretionary type stock. Even though some of the ones I literally named are discretionary. Like Nike. It's at 13 now? Yeah, she's doing good. She'll do better, though. This is nothing. This is nothing. Like, this is still invest in me area, in my opinion. This will be this will be in the 30s if earnings go well. That's how I see it. I see this in its near future if it has a good earnings. These aren't actual zones. I'm just putting spots on the chart, so when I'm on like a smaller time frame, I'm like, oh, we're in a key area. It's not really like an exact area I'm drawing. UPS though, I really like that play a lot too. I'm honestly just dumbfounded how this is under 100. Nike, I'm impressed. How is this down so much? Target, same thing. Just insane investment opportunity in my opinion for like people who like buying long-term shares, dollar cost averaging over time. Not, you know, if you have all this money, maybe don't dump it all in there at once. You just kind of like drop a little bit here and there. Secret play that I kind of like the most out of honestly every single play I've probably ever mentioned is this chart. It's very ugly. It's very boring. It's a potato company. Yeah, and their biggest customer is McDonald's. So, very boring company, but I like this one too. It's a weird one. I like to find those weird ones that not everyone's. We're not all thinking of Lamb Weston, you know. Reddit. This one's here more of a meme. I think it's just funny to watch Reddit. Also, it's a very interesting chart because it kind of talks. This chart really speaks so much. Like, what's that saying where it's like a painting speaks a thousand words or whatever? Like, that's what this kind of explains to us. Like, this goes over so many like BB techniques that we go over in here with just one level. All right, if you take a fib from your gap up here, it's not just you doing a halfway point of a gap up. If you look over here, it had a liquidity grab, the 90% entry like we talk about, the higher low of it, and now we're returning back to it again. Like it's giving us not the most important level on the chart ever, but it's giving us the most important level on the chart in this area. So, and I don't know, I just kind of like to look at it because it is kind of cool. Even on a meme stock like Reddit, you know, it is still using BB techniques to the T. But probably hard to navigate that Reddit chart. I would not doubt that. Snow. I don't know why I'm even watching this. I don't know if I'm bearish on this or what. Because it just keeps going up. But the amount of consolidation here, and it's kind of hurting me because you could say this about most of the market right now. But it just looks like the easiest short ever. And then I feel like that's why I'm not wanting to short it. Because it looks like a really easy short. Like, it looks too obvious. It looks too good to be true, you know? Like, snow looks way too good to be true. And I was right. The past few days, they've just stayed here waiting for earnings to come out. So, I'm kind of glad I didn't short that. Pizza Hut. This is Pizza Hut, right? I can't remember. I think... No, this is Papa John's. I'm sorry. Oh, the logo's right there. Yeah, Papa John's. How dare I? This one's kind of interesting. I think we just really like the levels and the organization of it. But some nice potential higher low after a continuation up. So I'll probably looking to crack that level to push above it. That'd be interesting. If you want an exact zone, you need to grab the open of this candle. So that would be your actual zone. But I was just kind of watching the outline of it. Shop, another cool setup. We were actually looking to see if this was going to hold 107.50 or not. They ended up closing under it yesterday, and we did get that lower open just like we did across most of the market. Right now, we're looking to see, does it break that next gap? Under 104. Whirlpool? Yeah, Whirlpool. Shout out to Leland. What was I watching on this? I don't think I had an actual setup on this, actually. I think I was just watching it. Nerds, same setup. I didn't really have any conversation on that yet. Chewy, I was just mad impressed by the continuation, so we're just kind of watching this out of admiration. Fubo, I think one of you were trolling me one day. Bill, what is this one again? Why do I not remember this one? Bill, this is probably something Mike told me. XLK new high and pushing. Great update by Shadow while I was going through all that crap and ranting. Thank you, Shadow. Microsoft 457.50, Nvidia 137. Good callouts, guys. Let me check it out for myself. Oh, good shit. Yeah, because I kind of stopped watching around here, and then I started just ranting about everything else. So good shit. Good update on that continuation. And then you said Nvidia. I know Betty just mentioned it, and now you're mentioning it too. Impressive day. And you see what I was saying yesterday in the chat? I was talking about like tech is pretty important right now. Look at the big difference between the markets. SPY's down $1. Tech's up almost 2. Like, this market's very tradable right now. There's a lot happening because there's a lot of consolidation. There's just a lot of uncertainty, I think, is why. Because you have some people looking for this to just drop. And so, like, people think we just go up and then we go down. They don't think about the in-between. And in that in-between, there's these discrepancies where one market's doing this, the other's doing that. They're not following each other perfectly. They might have the same look. Sometimes they might even have the same levels, same look around their levels, but they're not always the exact. But it's kind of interesting to think about. So you could definitely take away from today, tech is definitely a redeeming factor for today's market. We definitely could have had a pretty bloody day, considering how we opened and how things could have settled. But tech did a good job holding. The rest of the market did a good job following. But you can still see here on that XL sector watch list, banks are still down $0.50. Discretionary is up $1.50, or down $1.50. Sorry. Healthcare down $1.50, just about as well. Comms are up 50 cents. Staples are down 50 cents. And those are just the top sectors. Staples aren't really a top sector in terms of weighting. It's just, I just kind of like to watch it because it's like a good opposite. It's not a perfect opposite, but it's a good, it likes to be different. We'll just say that. Whirlpool announced 1.75 yesterday. Big divvy for the stock. Oh, is that what it was? Okay. So you were the one who probably bought up Whirlpool then. Big dividend for the stock price. Better than UPS. Penny to dollar. Well, there you go. You heard it straight from the source. Mike is the plug. Whoa. All right. See what we get here. 2.5 hours into the stream, just about. We are exactly 2.5 hours into the market. How is everyone in today's stream? Definitely drop a like if you haven't already. I really need to go back in today's stream and cut up a couple things and like repost clips or something. There was a couple good things we talked about in here today. Not just the call outs, but like there was a couple other things. Oh, this guy Ace, I swear to God. What times marbles is what this man just said. He said this to me yesterday when we were talking to each other, and it hurt my head because I was like, man, I forgot about marbles. Like, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me that catastrophe exists. And you know what he reminded me about, chat? Y'all would blow your mind thinking about this. The wheel. We did the wheel before marbles. I completely forgot about the wheel. Somebody like out of context is like, are these strategies or what the hell are they talking about? Oh, I've heard of the wheel strategy. I know what he's talking about. The wheel was great. The wheel really did kind of like add a lot of spice to it. I'll say that much. The wheel got boring though, because the wheel was just like, all right, guys, what am I giving away next? Like it was never really, there was never really any other point to it. Marbles was kind of fun though. I remember Garden and someone else being pretty good at that one game mode though, where like they would all bump into each other, and, like kick each other's ass. Last one alive wins, basically. The world record stuff, that was kind of funny. Ace and me were talking about that too. Going for a world record on a game for streaming on a platform we don't even stream on. Truly epic. Truly the epitome of either buys. Screw the level of achievement. It's just getting the achievement. Been doing it, lol. I have a lot more in my long-term portfolio than the few grand I fuck with my trading portfolio. Yeah, I've had a few of you send me screenshots of your long-term portfolios recently, and I was kind of impressed. Like, some of you have a lot more than I thought. Which I don't really think about y'all in that way anyway. Because it's kind of hard to gauge, like, that. Plus, it's not important. Like, you should never look at someone and be like, are they broke or are they rich? Like, I more or less am looking like, what are you actually saying in chat? That tells me a lot more. There's plenty of people who are rich that are awesome and also shitty. There are plenty of people who are broke who are awesome or also shitty. Like, it's just the flip of the coin. And then there's, then there's lag. Then there's lag to death and Ace Ventura. Then there's the anomalies of society, as well as our chat. When Lag told me he was an astrophysicist, I was like, no way. Yeah, you can, Adam. I've always said y'all can. I just don't like to share it to other people. Like, if you send it in chat, that's on you. That's all I'm saying. I don't like, because I don't want y'all to be like, I don't want y'all to share that and then someone, like, post it. Because I'm not going to post y'all shit on Twitter. Because I know the kind of, like, morons it would bring into the group. They'd be like, oh my god, his chat's rich. Let me join them. And not think about anything. Yo, see you, Tisius. Thank you, man. Always a good time having you, dude. I've actually really enjoyed you being here. We are rich in mind and in spirit. Am I gaslighting you? I would never. I would never gaslight you, Lag. Oh, you're in stream. Sorry. Fuck. My bad. I was like, damn. He's like, he's answering me perfectly. It's almost like he's in stream. That's funny. I actually appreciate you doing that because I look at the Discord a lot, even when I'm streaming on YouTube, just because there's like a lot going on. Plus, I know people can't send pictures in the YouTube stream, and I know you nerds are liking to send charts and stuff right now. Damn, we're almost through this 10-hour music playlist thing. We screwed up my YouTube algo, by the way. I can't even watch YouTube videos on my own account now. I have to, like, watch 8 videos of the same thing to fix it a little bit. But now there's just, like, music everywhere. It's okay. I wish you could adjust that, like go into your settings and be like, turn my algorithm off. Like, just give me the most vanilla videos on my screen every time I load. That would be cool. You mentioning earlier trading floor chat can be slow, so chat in here. Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate you, dude. Actually, thank you so much for that. No, I feel that though. I really don't blame you guys for doing that. Like, when there's no one typing and then you're just in there typing alone, like, I definitely don't blame someone for being like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. Plus, I think it's also just a normal part of the market that we all need to get used to. Like yesterday, you didn't need to be on for a couple. Like, honestly, you didn't need to get on till I started streaming. Like, and I'm not trying to say that because you need to only be here when I'm here. I'm saying that because, like, there wasn't anything that special until I started streaming, really. Like, there was, like, that one low or high retest, and then basically after that, that was it. Or not streaming, when I started posting yesterday. Jesus, I can't speak. But it's just like not every day do you need to be here all day, you know? Like some days you actually could just sleep in or go to work and focus on whatever you're doing or whatever you're doing with your family. Focus on that for a bit and then check the market for a second. Like you could do this thing like every now and then where you just don't check the market till like 10:30, 11:30. Leland's done that a lot. He's really the one that kind of shed the light on that for me. And it was funny because like y'all would and he can attest to this. I always use him as an example because he's like the best example for this. But like he just like sleep in, get up perfectly at like 10:30, and it kind of lines up with like getting into the second part of the day, the second phase of the day, and bam, he'd be getting either the consolidation of what he's about to trade, or he was getting the thing he's trading where it was like a lower high breaking back down, and it was perfect thinking because we were thinking like, oh, you just keep getting lucky and showing up at the perfect time. But no, it made sense why that worked a lot because the first part of the day was setting up the second part of the day, kind of, you know. So that's why it was working so well. But also because he's good at trading. But it's just funny. But it really does like shed light on like, you really don't need to be here every day, every morning. And if you are, cool. Like I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying, like, we don't need to be stressing so much extra energy into this. Like, it actually has been proven that less effort also works. So, not saying don't be passionate, not saying don't give a shit. I'm just saying you don't need to. We don't all need to be here all the time. And I think it's a good rule of thumb. Why I'm saying all this is because it kind of ties into my next point. Like when we were saying, oh, there's no one in chat. Or I even had someone troll me one day in my stream. I was just streaming on a really boring day, and I had like 14 people in here. And they're like, oh, you only have 14 people. It's like, yeah. I'd be kind of pissed if I had 100 people on my stream that day, because it's like, this is the most bullshit, boring trading day ever. Why would I want my chat to be active? That's not good. I want my chat to be mature and know that they don't need to be there. They don't need to be actively trading all the damn day. Like, they could just move on and enjoy their day. And then show up the next day with a possibly better probability day, just like today. Talked about the importance of yesterday kind of consolidating most of the day, today having a high impact amount of movement most likely. And that's why I said, if you're going to gamble a swing overnight, it has to be shorts. It's a short setup. And even though it worked, we also got a good amount of movement on the smaller time frames on the intraday today. So even if you didn't swing, there was still really good opportunity for trading today, both down and up. I think we could all agree on that. There's been pretty good movement for both directions. So it's good to kind of think from that mature mindset, because it's really easy to beat yourself up and be like, I should be looking more, I should be paying attention more, I should be here more. Like, no, you don't need to be. You shouldn't be. We don't need to all be in the trade floor all the time. It's okay to not be active here and there. It's good to space yourself out. Taking shorts here? What is this? Liberty City National Exchange Index. Taco Bomb. Taco Bomb is a chain of Americanized Mexican fast food restaurants that has fed students, poor people, and drunks since 1970. What the fuck am I reading? Oh, GTA 5 stock market. Okay. Liberty City, dude. I was like, what in this post is sticking out to me, but it's not connecting in my brain right now? That's funny. I've been seeing some really funny memes. It's like, wow, we really got Trump for a second term before we got GTA 6. I was like, jeez, that hit. By the end of it, too, they're going to be like, bro, we really got through 2 terms before we got GTA 6. Yo, did y'all see that post, by the way? I know we don't like to talk about politics in here, but I had to bring this up because I thought this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen Trump's, like, office do. Because I don't know if it was Trump that, like, made this decision or who did this. But did y'all see he was defending Biden the other day? He was like basically attacking whoever's behind Biden, or like basically calling out shadow figures, what everyone was saying. I don't know what to call it, to be honest, but you could definitely see like it pissed off Trump to some extent. But I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was super cool. Because he was basically saying like, y'all knew he was fit. Why are y'all blaming him for all this and all that and doing this and that? Like, basically, why are y'all attacking an old man who doesn't even remember half the things y'all are saying? It's like, y'all knew he wasn't fit in the head. So it's like, why are y'all attacking him now? I thought that was pretty cool. Because regardless of how old or what he did or whatever he did or didn't know, it's like, dude's so old. Like, any one of you get to that age, you're not going to be thinking that straight either. Most people don't. Any thoughts on SMR? You might have summoned Tobias by typing that ticker. Are you being serious, Mike? About looking at SMR? That would actually excite Tobias, seeing you type that. That would actually excite him, Mike. I didn't know it was back at 25, though. That's insane. Yeah, but Bernie Sanders hasn't been president. Bernie Sanders was never president. I'm saying, like, being president at that age, it would literally deteriorate you. It's been, like, proven that it ruins you as your president. Like, every president has aged an incredible amount when they've been president, because it's just so much. I was just saying it was cool that he defended him. I wasn't trying to go anything beyond it. I just thought that was cool. MS between two gaps? MS. Oh, Morgan Stanley? Dude, Tobias will freak out if he sees SMR on my watch list. Gaps. Oh, you said... Oh, yeah, I read through the... It still made sense. I figured that's what you meant, at least. I heard a guy in the news say that we won't know what Biden's legacy is for another 20 years because history hasn't been written yet. Shit, I'd be more pissed at the people around Biden. I said it during his term. Like, what was Kamala doing all the time? She was just traveling a shit ton. She travels more than Trump. And he travels a shit ton. Bro travels for fun. Where's the second gap? Or do you mean the overnight gap, Mike? Do you mean this one? There's a lot of gaps here, actually. Do you mean this one, I mean? I was looking for a farther one. I didn't know which one you meant. Damn, that's far from that one, actually. Trump, Bush Jr., and Clinton were all born the same year, within the same 3 months. That's crazy. What a wild year that was. That's when the robot factory was made. They were all invented. That's funny. There's a lot of gap downs on this, but I do like this chart. Mike, you're really good at finding these like charts that are like propped up and have like drooped off after their first pop. Or it's not even their first, probably like their 50th pop, but you know what I mean. The pop and the return. You're good at finding those. I think that's like half this list, actually. See, it's like the same thing. A little different looking, but kind of the same setup. Different looking, kind of the same setup. See? I just proved my own point. Mike's looking for a particular setup It's funny, Mike. I think like 60% of these or 70% of these are all from you. And I have been going through them like day to day. It's kind of fun because I'm not as acclimated with some of the charts as I am with others. So it's kind of fun to look at them. It's like a fresh look. Makes it a little bit more entertaining. We could pull up the news for the day real quick if you guys want. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Okay. Oh, that's right. He's meeting South African president and all that. Meeting South African president and then like hours later hosting college basketball champs. What a day. Tomorrow's going to be pretty big. Tomorrow's like the most important day probably for news. So every other day you don't have to be as scared about until next week. But this week, this is really the only really big day is tomorrow. And then we got briefing. Which, again, these nuclear facilities. Crowd. That's what Rob said. Crowd. Whoa. Wait, why did I do that? $5.92 is getting wiki. I think you're right, Mike. It might be a tap out spot for SPY high of day. Could be a tap out spot. Definitely not doubting it. We know that this area was a struggle point. They tried to hold it. They did a good job so far. It's still not over, but it is definitely getting a little bit more weak. Thank you guys, by the way. Over 30 likes on the stream. Seriously, thank you. "30-minute retest and go or breakdown." 591.50 also key. Ace, you little smartass. You are welcome. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Ace. I appreciate that. This guy. What's up, man? Me and Rigney were online waiting for you yesterday. And on smaller price stonks where you get in by the 100 and want to hold for a long time, you can also sell it to money. It's the ancient one. It is Tobias. Would you guys prefer for me to continue calling out SPY same days when I do the scalps? Or would you want me to also mention an SPX contract? I prefer to just do SPY, to be honest with you all. Because SPX is not the exact same. Yes, the price action is pretty much the exact same, but the momentum of contracts is not. So it is like kind of fighting two different dinosaurs. One's like a velociraptor, one's like a velociraptor but with most of its claws ripped out of its front. SPX2, it's becoming your bread. Okay. Just make sure you're listening And if you ever like don't hear me, just ask again what contract I said at what price or whatever. But just make sure you're also paying attention to like what quotes I'm saying, because I'll sit here and literally be like, I'm getting it at 189, but I'll also mention the reality and be like, but it jumped up to 211 super quick after I entered. You know, I'll be sure to say that, because it's like kind of shitty if you don't. Also, it'd also be a little awkward if someone was to like go into my stream and then be like, yo, why did you enter here? And then I can't even like answer, you know. Today was pretty obvious, but the other day, I mean, any other day, it'd be like, you don't want to make shit up. You want to make sure you're following trades you're comfortable with. You never falter. You're always like instantly able to answer whatever's asked of you, just because you know what your trade was and what you were focused on. And then trying to recreate it when you can. Like today, I think I was pretty clear, was I? I honestly need to go review what I was covering. I remember I was just like, SPY same day, 589s at 0.89. Like that's all I said, and then we moved on. So if I'm ever not clear enough, just ask. APLD and is Bros Dutch Bros? Or other charts of interest? Starbucks also? Oh, okay, I'm assuming it is. SPX, SPY. Just do SPY. If someone is experienced enough to play SPX, they should know which to get. Yeah, lag. What Garden said. I just like the target lag. I'll just go to Lag's DMs, be like, yo, get this con. Main focus is going to be the SPY chain, though, when I call that out, but you wouldn't mind that. I know you wouldn't. I think if, like, going to yesterday's premium chat lag, like, that's how quick some of my scalps are on SPX. Some people are like, would be like, why don't you hold longer? It's like, why the fuck would I do that when I can consistently grab 30, 35%? So that's a really big with like, and mine didn't even do that. Mine went almost 50. It went more than what I was trying to do. It sold off way more than what I was expecting. So it was like a blessing, but it was like, it made me frantic because it's like, shit, I have to report to chat that I'm selling already. And I just posted entry 3 minutes ago. You know, it's not really fair. So it's like shitty for other people trying to follow, but like a good example of what to expect when scalping. Especially SPX. I don't like to play around with SPX. I like to be quick on that. Get your gains and go. On SPY, I like to do the same thing, but like SPY, I feel like I'm more in control because I know I'm not. Like the contracts, like today, it was $89, whereas the one yesterday was $175. It's a completely different game-changing amount of money. One of them you can grab a lot more. One of you can still grab a little, but it's not as much. Bro, just screen share me. I can trade SPX on my own, but it helps my comp. No, I got you. I understand what you mean. That's why I wasn't taking it personal when you were saying it, because I was like, I figured that's what you were meaning. I don't think you're trying to piggyback. I think it was more just like reinforcement, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. That hammer under yesterday's low went from 550 to 1600. Yeah, I figured my contract went pretty far. I didn't look at where it went. I'll be honest with you. I'm really hard against that. Like, if you want to be on my good side, never mention the contract price afterwards. It's not because I'm like pissed on how far it went or how far it could have went. It's because I truly believe in like what I'm in control of. Like, I'm not really in control of what I didn't do. You know? Does that make sense? Like, it's not really realistic for me to sit here and be like, oh, my entry was 175 and I sold it to whatever, but then it went to $1,000. I should have sold there. Like, how on earth would I have made it there realistically, with besides just saying, let me gamble this till it hits 1,000 a contract, you know? So I'm just not into that. And I don't even really focus on the contract either. That's why I think that's why I like SPY more now, because like I don't want to even look at it. I just want to get in, focus on the price action, and get out when I see fit. I don't even want to have to think about how much is it up, how much is it down. You know, I don't want to think about any of that. I just want to focus on the chart, the thing that's making me trade it. I don't see that as something that helps me. So like seeing that like unrealistic view of like, oh, it went to this or that, like I really hate looking at that stuff, because I could have done that 100,000 times in chat by now. But do you know what that would make me look like? A jackass. If I just went into chat every single day and I was like, guys, I called out this trade that went 50%, and then the contract went to $10,000 a contract. Why didn't you guys take that with me, dude? Y'all could have all been rich. You just seem like a jackass when you post stuff like that. I could have done that 100,000 times over in chat. Leland could have done that 100,000 times. A lot of people in chat could have done that a lot of times over by now, and they just haven't, and I haven't, because it's pointless. It doesn't help anyone else. It doesn't help you. It might help your drive, you know, being like super energetic about being here and doing things and trading, but that's not really it's just like not really helpful. Yeah, the hindsight trader. But the hindsight trader can turn into a very bad thing. Like if you think about it more in depth, a hindsight trader can turn into like a broke trader very quickly. Because let's say you're someone who's seeing this thing, and let's say like my example, like I could have called that out 100,000 times over. I could have said that this went up more than when I called it out, you know. I could have done that 100 million times over. That can turn into a reality where you're like, oh, well, I've been seeing this more and more. I'm not just going to call it out. I'm going to actually try to hold it as long as I can. And then it ends up you leading a contract into $0. So you end up like losing grip on reality. And then it ends up turning into a lot of 99%, down 99% trades. They turned into gambles more than let me buy it here and sell it here, where that's an actual plan, an actual, you know, way of thinking about things, compared to just gambling. You know, one of those was trading, one of those was gambling. The hindsight trader can turn into a very big gambler very quickly. It's not an overnight process. It happens over time. I still take profit in my first target, and I'm not saying you're gonna do this, lag, or anybody. Like I'm seeing this from anybody. I'm just saying that's why I don't do this, and I think that's why a lot of other people in my chat don't do this, because it feels shitty, and a lot of the times something feels shitty, it probably is. So you definitely should not be doing this like hindsight thing, whether to someone else or to yourself, because it's just not right. Like it's like, bro, how would I have thought that in the moment? You know, it's like that's why you got to come up with these, like we come up with if this happens, that happens kind of thing in the conditional format. Like you need to have that for every scenario. And if you don't, then should you be trading it? No, because you don't have any procedure for what to do in that scenario. Would a surgeon go do heart surgery if he's never done it before? And he's never done heart surgery at all. Like probably not. He'd probably go get some reps first on some like whatever they do for practice on that. I don't even know. Great example, Josh. But it's just like they wouldn't, you know. There's a procedure. If there's no procedure for something on the chart that you're looking at, like I have to do this when this happens or this when that happens, like you're just gambling. Huge difference. But guys, I think I'm going to end the stream there. We had a lot of really good conversations, good call-outs, not just by me, but there was honestly an incredible amount of updates in the YouTube chat as well as the trade floor of the Discord. You guys have honestly been doing really good, doing exactly what we've been kind of doing, talking about, reinforcing each other. not really doing anything for everybody, making your own decisions for yourself, but also kind of like allowing some small amount of input from the chat to see if it guides you or shifts you or moves you or makes you think about something else, makes you remember a level you might not have had marked, or hey, I didn't add that, or oh yeah. Like today, I wasn't even thinking about the previous day low. Garden brought it up. Oh yeah, there it is. Like, it did work. So, just good example, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, though. I hope you guys enjoyed all the updates and just conversations and stuff. I'm gonna try to go back in and clip some stuff, but it's honestly kind of hard. I honestly don't know how you guys do it. At first, I was like, why don't you guys clip more? And then I started doing it myself. I'm like, oh, this is why, because it's actually a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna try to find like the call out and like a couple other things, but if I don't, then whatever. But I hope you guys enjoy that. Make sure to post your reviews and your results and stuff in the chat. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.